Welcome back to the Delivering More platform, folks. I'm your host, Ben Alkire. Thank you so much for consuming the content morning, afternoon, and evening. We appreciate it. As always, if you could, hit that subscribe button down below. That's going to help us out more than you can ever know. We are live from the Food on Demand 2024 conference, and I'm bringing to you guys an in-person driver spotlight. You know we love to do anything and everything as much as possible in person. And we got a great driver with us here today. We have a driver familiar with Grubhub platforms as well as some DoorDash action and the Deliver That platform. He has taken over 300 deliveries on the Deliver That platform, delivered just under $200,000 worth of deliveries, and driven over 2,000 miles all while on the Deliver That platform. Welcome to the spotlight, Jamal from the Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. What's up, man?
Not much, another day in Vegas.
Yeah, you said you got a catering delivery here right after this,
Yes.
an afternoon order.
Yeah.
How often are those coming about? Are you usually a lunchtime guy or breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever you can
It's
do?
mainly breakfast and lunch. The evening runs are very rare, or maybe like time when I did an order for March Madness or Summer League. Like when there's big events in Vegas, that's when it's more likely to happen.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Las Vegas, I imagine it's a wild market to live in and deliver in. I'm sure you've seen it all, heard it all, done it all. Is it easy to navigate the streets? I mean, you got people like you come down to the Strip. There's so many people walking, crossing the streets. Is it chaotic delivering in this market, or do you have deliveries like out in suburbia where it's not a big deal?
Well, for the most time, it's like in the suburban areas, stuff like that. Maybe sometimes some of the pickups may be in the casinos. That could be a little tricky, but sometimes after you get used to certain casinos,
Yeah, you know
get
where to go.
familiar. Yeah, and then some of the parking attendants, they may be helpful with you, to make things easier for you and them. So.
Hell yeah. What about let's get learn a little bit more about you in terms of this gig economy stuff.
Okay.
I know you just moved to Vegas about, I think you said 2 years ago.
Yes.
What about your time in the gig economy? Was that started prior to being in Las Vegas?
Yes, I actually was in a more challenging market. I was in New York City working in Manhattan. So
I'm not envious of you, my friend.
Yeah, so I mean that's one change that I could say that's been less stressful. In Manhattan you have to worry about the traffic, tickets, all types of stuff. So navigating through that, then coming here, more simple.
So that I would say that's why, folks, he doesn't think Las Vegas is chaotic.
Yeah.
Because he's coming from the most chaos.
Exactly. So New York City trained me for Vegas.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
What about familiarity on delivery platforms? Did you start in rideshare or like grocery pickup? Has it always been food delivery platforms?
It's been mainly food delivery platforms. Grubhub, DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats.
Hell yeah.
I've had a mixture of them all.
What in terms of like just doing food delivery only, do you do that because like I talk to people who have done rideshare, and I'm on here, I'm a people pleaser, right? I'm personable, but outside of this work thing, I'm not the most personable guy. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't love having a stranger in the back of my car, but I don't have a problem picking up food and taking it to a customer, dropping it off, setting it up. Are you that kind of guy where you stick to food delivery because you don't have to entertain people and worry about what they're going to do in your car and outside your car and things like that?
I've considered, doing the ride share, but then someone I spoke to said the same thing as you, and I said, I don't know if I really want to, have someone in my car, and all the time having to keep a conversation, with the food delivery, it's a little bit more simple. You drop it off, set up, so that seems more comfortable.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with being more comfortable and easier for sure, without a doubt. What about in terms of like the restaurant side of things? I know you mentioned a great brand in the survey that you love to work with. Nate and I are actually going to go try it here, I think Friday, hopefully, before we get out of town. Big Chicken.
Yeah.
You said you're a big fan of Big Chicken. I know they're an up-and-coming brand. Shout out Sam and Josh, I believe, are both on site at the conference. Maybe
Okay.
they'll walk by. We'll get you some free Big Chicken if possible.
Okay.
You can tag along with us on Friday. But what about that brand to you is easy to deal with and you enjoy not working for them, but working with them? What about that relationship with the restaurant makes things easy for you?
Well, I've been to about, I think, 2 different Big Chickens. As soon as you come in, everybody's very friendly. Besides that, the way they have everything, the way they keep everything packed up, it's just simple. It makes the whole experience very simple, and everything goes smoothly.
Hell yeah. And I feel like a chicken concept, how's their packaging? Do they do like boxes of sandwiches, or what's it usually look like over there?
It's mainly everything's already boxed up, and in a real way that makes it easy. You have to worry about anything spilling, anything. Everything stays warm. It's just perfect setup.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Love to hear that. Shout out Big Chicken. We love you guys out there. In terms of more issues in the delivery world, obviously you got the restaurant, you got the customer, and you're the middleman basically in this thing, making sure everything goes as well as humanly possible. What are some things that a restaurant can do to make sure that delivery goes as well as it possibly can?
Maybe the orders being ready on time. I guess that's pretty much. Then the orders being, organized correctly. That's pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
what I
that
can think
makes
of
sense
at
to
the
me.
top
I
of my head.
think obviously on time, making sure all the food is there.
Yeah.
You don't got to double check, triple check. You're worried about bringing the wrong food to the customer.
Yeah.
Organization is a huge piece. I agree
Yes.
with that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What about in terms of the setup piece? Like on the Deliver That platform, we ask the drivers to do the full setup. It's a little different than your Uber Eats and your DoorDash and things like that. They're more drop and go. A
Yes.
little more interaction with the customer. You got to build a little bit more of a rapport and relationship.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy going that extra mile for the customers and those brands to make sure everything goes right for them?
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, it's I've had situations honestly where I've had to deliver over and over. I think it was like a conference in like I said, I always forget the different casinos, but I ran to this one particular lady like maybe like 3 times. Like because I guess the conference was going on all week, so I helped set up. Got to know each other a little bit. About different things about Vegas or whatever. So yeah, it's a good experience.
Yeah, I think the reoccurring customers is something we hear about all the time. And forming
Yeah.
relationships with the restaurant and the customer makes your life probably 10 times easier if they know you're going to do the job, and then the customer likes seeing you when you show up.
Exactly. Yeah. Then you get to know the different buildings, so you know where to park, where to go, the entrances. That all helps. That it's quicker for the driver and also quicker for the customer.
Yeah, that's something intriguing that I don't think we talk a lot about on here is knowing the buildings. And a place like here, like we're in this Bellagio hotel, folks, is massive. It is
Yeah.
absurdly huge. It takes us 10 minutes to get to where we are right now from our hotel room. Like it is,
Yeah.
it's a walk just to get here where we are
Yeah.
right now. So like you're saying, if you don't get the special delivery instruction, it says come to entrance B, go to suite 210. You could be walking around for hours.
Yeah, exactly. And even sometimes with the directions, that of course it's going to help you, but if the building's as big as this, it still could be difficult.
What kind of instructions would help you get to a customer quicker and easier?
I mean, sometimes it just helps when the customer may answer when they answer the phone. They could guide you a little bit better. Different situations is it could be more challenging than others. So
Yeah, I agree. I think a simple phone call can get the job done a lot of times.
yeah,
Hell
definitely.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So we talked about you mentioned delivering to some March Madness teams, the NBA preseason. I think is that
No, Summer League.
the summer league,
Yeah.
like the G League games and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Do you have any? Obviously, you mentioned New York. Now you're in Vegas. Have you had any crazy delivery stories or things that went haywire and you had to think on your feet or anything like that we could share with the folks out there that's like, hey, this delivery game ain't no joke sometimes?
Yeah, I think one of the more crazier situations. One time, the order was so big that I had to actually go back and forth.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure the customer was happy, and I had to make sure everything was there, got there, safely, and not anything spilled or damaged or anything. So, but other than that, anything too crazy? No. Not
Okay.
too
Yeah,
crazy.
we've done some double backs in our lives for sure. We've
Yeah.
done some multiple trips to and from restaurants. I can't say I haven't done that in the past.
Yeah.
What else we got, Nate? Anything else we can talk about with Jamal here? I think talk about some restaurant, talk about customers. What about I got something. How about in your interactions with Deliver That? I think possibly you mentioned in the questionnaire You enjoy the help from the support team and things like that.
Yes.
How is it when you call in to deliver that? Do you enjoy working with the support team we have?
Yes, I love it. Honestly, they're always helpful. Every time I call, someone always answers, to a point where they sometimes they already know it's me, and sometimes I may ask some questions over, but because I like to just make sure I'm doing everything the right way. But they've been nothing but helpful. Nothing but helpful.
Oh yeah. Shout out, Deliver That Support. I know we love those guys back at home in Canton. I'm sure it was a Wednesday today in Canton, so they probably got put through the ringer a little bit. Maybe we'll get reports when we get back there.
Yeah.
Man, I know you just mentioned outside this delivery game, you just had a son.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Any plans for him to grow up, be a ball player, Las Vegas? What kind of future do we have in mind for the son of yours?
Honestly, whatever makes him happy. I'll try and guide him in different directions, and wherever he finds his niche and the things he'd like to get into. Of course, I'm a supporter.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's a great candid answer. What about like going to were you a good student growing up? Like, do you anticipate him being like doing well in school? Or like, I know for me, like my family, I was the kind of student where I didn't do homework or study, but I still got like B's and A's.
Yeah.
And my parents got pissed because my sister studied her ass off, but would only get like C's and B's.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, if you would just try, you could have got into whatever college you wanted. So
Yeah.
were you that kind of guy? Do you anticipate him having a good like high school career, going out to college, things like that?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I definitely see him going to finishing high school, then going off to college, and I'll support him in whichever direction he wants to go to after college.
Yeah. I mean, that's 18 years down the road. So now, like computer science is a big degree. 20 years from now,
who knows?
We could be talking about AI degrees. Like who knows what we're talking about?
Exactly.
It's gonna be a crazy world out here. So are you from New York? Did you grow up in New York?
Yes, grew up in New York City.
Yeah. What borough?
Queens.
Queens. Hell yeah. Okay. So are we? Like Big is our guy, Nas our guy, Jay Z's our guy. What do we got?
Yeah, all three.
Okay,
all
the big
three.
three.
Yeah.
The big three, some would say.
Yeah.
Okay. What about in terms of just growing up in New York? Obviously, it's like a fast-paced life, fast living, things like that.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy now being outside of that market and like letting things die down a little bit in Vegas, but you still kind of got that fast-paced big city vibe, but you got to go to like the Strip to get it, so you can find it when you want it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think you just answered that perfectly. It's
I
the
gotta
perfect...
let the guy talk. I'm answering the questions for him.
It's honestly, for me, I'm 42 years old, so it's like the perfect balance. If I want to, something that reminds me more of New York, like you said, I could just go by the Strip. But then where I live towards Summerlin, it's more calm, so it gives me that just that calm feel, which I enjoy now, versus how it would be in New York City.
I have an interesting question going back to delivery. I know a lot of drivers talk about on our platform how they live out in the suburbs, but they go to the city to find deliveries. Like when they're at home, they don't get pings for deliveries because there's not businesses and hospitals out in these suburbs. It's the downtown life where these catering deliveries kind of aggregate.
Yes.
Do you find the same thing in the Las Vegas market?
Yeah, like in New York City would be different because, I would always work in Manhattan because that's just the busy market. It's just nonstop. Here in Vegas, it's been busy just all the way around. The suburban area, the Strip, and to be honest, I try to stay away from the Strip. A lot of delivery people in Vegas would probably say the same. Maybe not all, but a lot will.
Yeah, no, I feel the same. We're in Canton, Ohio, and it's suburbia 24/7. I mean, well, I always joke about this with people. We had UDM, a big content creator out there, come to the city. He's asking me about traffic.
Yeah.
And I was like, traffic, bro. I was like, that's not a thing out here. I was like, you see a 10-mile drive, 10 minutes.
Exactly.
10 minutes. Like it's a 1-to-1 ratio. And he looked at me like I was a crazy person. I was like, yeah, man, that's what I've known my whole life. I was like, traffic doesn't even compute in my brain how it's a thing.
Yeah, don't go to Manhattan then. Don't go to New York.
I've been to New York one time. I think I was 8th grade, like 14 years old. I love New York. I went to Lion King on Broadway. Went to like the small like corner store shops where you get like some knockoff stuff out there.
Yeah.
Who's telling? Who's saying? I don't know. Not me. But yeah, I really do enjoy New York. I love the vibes out there. It's great stuff.
Yeah. I miss New York, but I love it here in Vegas also.
What about is this releasing in May or June? This will be in June. So the Knicks could be in the NBA Finals by this time, correct? Or it could be over?
What, in June? Yeah, they possibly could. Possibly.
Okay. Is that? Uh-oh. That was that. Not good. I know you guys heard that. Are we basketball folks? Are Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets? Where do you lie in the sports fandom world?
Funny thing is, I'm from New York, and I'm not a big fan of most New York teams.
Okay,
It's
I like that.
kinda-
I hate New York teams.
Yeah, probably the ones that I like. I like the Rangers,
Okay,
and
they're
they're
still
doing
in it.
and they're doing good
yeah,
right
they're
now.
still in it.
By the time this year, the Rangers might have won.
Okay,
Might have won the championship. You know?
okay. What are your teams then outside New York? Do you have football, baseball, basketball? Or
Football
you just
and basketball.
hockey guy?
I like the Miami Heat for basketball. Football, Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay,
So, yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, that's actually a rival of a New York
Right?
team.
Is that
Yeah.
how did that happen? Did you grow up and just have like a favorite player on the team?
Yeah, I was a Donovan McNabb fan.
Hell
so
yeah.
so yeah, I get it from a lot of my
Donovan,
my
T.O.
friends don't like that,
Yeah,
but,
they
it's
had
what
a
it is.
couple hell of a squad. What about the Heat growing up? So that would have been before LeBron's on the Heat, basically.
Yeah, actually it was when Dwayne Wade's rookie year.
Dwayne and
was around-
Shaq.
Yeah.
Hell
Yep.
yeah. So you got a couple chips under your belt.
Yeah,
Eagles a
see-
couple years ago. Heat
Yeah. I've
with,
seen a
with,
few.
with Bron, D Wade,
Yeah.
D Wade and Shaq won one.
The
All
Knicks
right.
haven't seen any though.
They're getting close though. They're
Yeah,
getting
they
there.
are. Honestly, all jokes aside, they're looking pretty good. If I was to make a prediction, though, it might be the Knicks in Minnesota in the finals. It might be. It might be.
That's an interesting pick. I don't think a lot of
Yeah.
people would go to that length to pick those teams.
Yeah.
I think
they
it.
might.
I think Boston, if they don't get to the finals, Joe might have to take a walk because we love Joe Mazzulla at Deliver That. He's friends with individuals who work at the company. But it'll be a tough look if they don't get to the finals and win it this year. I think.
Yeah.
I love the Mavs. I think Luka and Kyrie are so good. The Thunder, though, I mean, they're so young. If they can get to the finals this year, I feel like. Here's my thing with the Thunder, though. They did the same thing with Russ, James, and Durant, and then blew it up. So it's like,
Yeah.
will they just do that again and ruin it? Like,
I
what
don't
happens?
think so. I think they learned their lesson.
Yeah, I would hope.
Yeah.
I would hope. All right, man. All right, Jamal. I appreciate it, man. I thank you so much. Obviously, coming to Bellagio, Nate coming out to find you. I don't know how did you valet the car? How did we do with that?
I went to self parking.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know we had self parking at the Bellagio. I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right. Did we have to pay?
Huh?
Did we have to pay for the parking?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get you reimbursed for that. No worries there. Shout out Anne Marie. Thank you to our finance folks. All right, man. Well, thank you so much. I do greatly appreciate you coming, spending time in person.
Yeah.
I know I said that in the intro, but like these things go so much better in person, and being able to come out here, meet drivers, shake hands, engage with you guys is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're all about here. Deliver that. So thank you so much for
Gotcha.
spending time with us.
No problem. No
All
problem.
right, man. Thank you.
All right.